listen to episode 67, part 2 of Kenya's premier sports video podcast, the Three Quarters Podcast. As usual, we'd like to remind you to jump onto the hashtag Road to Japan to support the Kenya Simbas as they are still looking to qualify for the Rugby World Cup in 2019 in Japan. I'm Demima Duffield.
And I'm Naro Kamwir.
So we start off with Bad Man of the Week.
Yep.
From our feature game, which was Homeboys versus Kenya Harlequins. A couple of people stood out for me. Wilson Kopondo, fresh pair of legs, doing what someone who comes on as a substitute should do.
Yeah.
There was also Maxwell Kangeri from Homeboys.
Yeah.
I think he had a pretty decent game. We also had Michael Wanjala and Johnston Olindi. Yes, from the Homeboy side, playing very well. But mine out of those would be Michael Wanjala. Honestly, I felt at the back, he commanded his other, his wingers very well. With the high balls, he was very good. Also, he was very slippery. I mean, we saw on the day. You think you have him, then you don't. But I think he did his job very well from the back.
You've thrown me into... Oh, man. Max Kangeri was one of the guys I thought about. Tony Mutai also had a decent game. Man. So now, I won't lie to you. I had picked Johnston Olindi.
Yeah, I had picked him too.
But then I'm thinking about Michael Wanjala, who had a decent game. Look, okay, fine. For the sake of diversity, I'll stick to Johnston Olindi because I liked the way he commanded the game at number 10, especially taking into account, look, he's a young guy. He's just come into the fold. He's in the under-20 team. I liked his kicks. Okay. Fine. The fielding from the back three of Queens was very poor, but I liked his kicks just behind the backs. That really put Queens in problem. I liked how he got his backs into the game, and he had such poise for somebody who's that young, and to come into such a game and control and dictate the pace of the game.
Very calm, collected. Exactly.
So I think that I'll stick with Johnston Olindi, though Michael Wanjala also had a very good game.
Very good game, yes. So we move on to Kenyan rugby history, where we're looking at international rugby teams. And today we look at East African Rugby Union team, which is the first team that, had people from Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda, which, Though.
It mostly used to be Kenya and Uganda, in all honesty.
Well.
So, the team we're talking about, as you've said, is the East African Rugby Union team, established in 1950. It was basically a team that was formed by the Rugby Football Union East Africa, which is still an organization that's in existence, hence why the grounds where Kenya play their home games is called the RFUEA grounds. To all Harlequins fans, you must note that the grounds are not called Queens. They're called the Harlequins RFUEA grounds. So when they're playing in Nairobi, or when they were playing in Nairobi, the team was commonly referred to the East Africa, or to East Africa. But whenever they went on tour, they were referred to as the East African Tuskers. And that's, I think the team guys know a lot. They're called the East African Tuskers. So it was a tour side that came together with the three unions, Uganda Rugby Union, I don't even Tanzania have one. It's Uganda Rugby Union, the Kenya Rugby Union, the Rugby Union East Africa, and the Rugby Patron Society. So they came together and they would form a team, and whenever they were away, they would be called the East Africa Tuskers. Whenever they were home, they would be called the East Africa. So the team had been dormant for about 30 years. Until 2012. I remember I missed that game and I was like, damn, why? But anyway, so Kenya Rugby Union chairman at that time, Wangi Mothe, his Ugandan counterpart, William Blake, George Karaoke, who was the chairman of RFUEA, and John Lloyd of the Rugby Patron Society, came together and they revived the East African team. They were playing at home, so they were called East Africa. And they played against England counties, 15. That was in June 2012. Like I'm telling you, I know I was not around, so I missed that game and I was feeling very pain. There was a lot of
You were
pain.
gutted.
Yeah, I was gutted. But anyway, first black player to represent East Africa was J.K. Kabetu, known as Ted. It was in 1972 against Richmond FC. So whenever you hear people talking about the East African Tuskers, it was a touring side, or when they were touring, they called the East African Tuskers. But whenever they were home, they were the East African Rugby Union team that featured players from Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania whenever they had someone.
And Tanzania.
and Tanzania. So that's our Kenya Rugby history segment for the day.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we move on to schools rugby.
Yeah.
Still on 15.
Yeah.
So this was in Embu, Kangaroo. I have never been there.
Kangaroo High School, yes.
Yes. So in the finals, we had Upper Hill and Menengai High.
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty impressed that they can convert drop goal attempts.
At that age, yeah.
Yes, at that age.
Yeah, I mean, as you've said, Upper Hill beating Menengai, who were actually making it to the finals the first time, 15-12 in sudden death. A drop goal by fly-half, Upper Hill fly-half, Daniel Katerega. Third place, of course, going to Kakamega. They beat St. Mary's Yala.
Yeah. Former champions.
Yeah, former champions, exactly, 2017 champions. I really would have wanted to be there because the good thing about high school rugby, as much as it's lacking in the technical aspect, the passion is always there. And it's very interesting to watch those high school games. Last year I had a chance to do that because, of course, it was in Nairobi. But it's good. It's good when you see when we were in high school. In fact, my alma mater was hammered and left, in the pool stages. When we were in high school, it used to be a certain set. You knew Nakuru High School were coming from Rift Valley, Nairobi, whoever was coming. Nairobi had a pretty strong contingent. St. Mary's, Nairobi School, Lenana School, Central was always, the debate between Alliance and Mangu. But you always knew how the last four was going to shape up. But nowadays it's changed. Nairobi now, Upper Hill, Kakamega High School is still in the fold, St. Mary's Yala is still in the fold. So it's good. It's good to see that rugby is spreading and rugby has moved from the traditional schools. Menengai High School making it to the finals for the first time. So it is very good. It is very good. And as you say, to see young guys have the poise to do and being calm to make a drop goal in sudden death. It is very good. So congratulations to Upper Hill for becoming the 2018 Rugby 15s Championship high school champions.
Yes, high school champions. Now on to the big boys. Still talking 15s. Ian Snook and Murray Roulston take over the reins as head coach and assistant coach of the Simbas.
Yeah, so Ian Snook, both were unveiled to the public on Thursday, last week on Thursday, by the Kenya Rugby Union. Ian Snook, popularly known as Snooky, and Murray Roulston, known as Rolly. So Ian Snook is the head coach and shall be the attack coach, and Murray Roulston shall be the defense coach. I think Ian Snook said as much during the press briefing that Murray Roulston, I think, he's the brains behind. He's going to be the brains, he's going to be the rugby part. Snook is going to be more of conditioning. I had a 30-45 minute conversation with Rolly after the press briefing, and it was just a one-on-one, getting acquainted. And I mean, I'd read about the guy, and he comes very highly recommended. He's worked in all, right from age grade rugby to the All Blacks. He's worked with all these guys. Great All Blacks have passed through his hands. So these guys, both of them, they didn't have to be here. They chose to be here. In all honesty, even the money we are paying them, I don't think they have their businesses running. They have a combined experience of 63 years in coaching. Ian Snook started coaching in 1986. Murray Roulston started coaching in 1987. So I think they bring a wealth of experience. I was there on Saturday morning to watch the Kenya Simbas train. And these guys are running. There's a lot of running that our boys are doing. Their game plan is excellent, I think. I think it's going to be something very unique to the Kenyan style of play. And if everything being equal, and by everything being equal, what I am saying is, without the union interfering, I do think that our boys have a legitimate chance. I do think, yes, the mood has been very damp. Very many people have been talking about this Road to Japan hashtag, but I think the journey to Road to Japan is back on with Snooky and Rolly in charge. Just to mention that I've seen a lot of chat and I've seen a lot of people talking about, just like any other Odiero. I wouldn't mention who it is, but somebody made a comment like any other Odiero, they're here to build their names. No, they're not here to build their names.
Does it even help them?
Their names are already built. I know where this is coming from because this is coming from when Mike Friday came as a sevens coach. Their names are already there. These guys are already there. They are known in the New Zealand circle. So they're not coming here just to build names. They are coming here to help us. And I think their 2-year stint with us, if it's not extended, is going to have a very positive effect on us. The mood in the camp is very upbeat. The players are very upbeat. So I think it's going to be something positive. And I honestly cannot wait to see the international season.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my mood would be upbeat if I finally got a coach after waiting for one for so long.
That's true.
Anyway, so we moved on to the shorter version of the game. So we had the Commonwealth games rather, and the Lionesses were there, and so was the men's team, the Shuja team. I'll just go through the Lionesses' results. So the first game they lost 45-0 to New Zealand, who are the eventual winners. So not so bad. Then they lost 24-12 to Canada, and then they beat SA for the second time, just showing that, people, growing. We're growing. So they beat SA 19-10. Then they were in the 5th place semi-final against Wales, where they won 19-10. And then they played in the 5th place final against Fiji, where they lost 45. I mean, this is Fiji. Let's, I think the girls did very well. They've grown in leaps and bounds with the little resources that they've had. So overall, they were 6th, which is not a bad performance, I think.
Yeah, it's not a bad performance for the Kenya Lionesses, especially taking into account the resources that they have. Shuja, I won't read the results, those ones are out there, but Shuja have blamed fatigue and injuries and the lack of progression to the medal brackets. Arthur Weir broke his leg, Samuel H concussed, Collins injured his right tricep. But look, all the other teams had rested their guys from Hong Kong because they're looking to Commonwealth. It was a gamble that Innocent Simi made, and I think the gamble has paid off, because despite the fact we haven't really advanced in the Commonwealth, we did get to the finals in Hong Kong, and therefore that does have a positive reflection in our final standing.
I think we climbed a spot.
Yes, in the World Series we're now number 7. So in the long run, I think it's going to pay off. We don't see it just now. We've taken quite a number of casualties. I mean, Arthur Weir's injury, talking to my doctor pals, I think he's going to be out for the next 18 months. So
speedy recovery to him. He worked so hard to get to where he was.
So speedy recovery to him. But all in all, I think it was a decent performance by our boys. They won 2 and lost 1 against New Zealand. So they were, I think, 8th overall. But anyway, well done to both teams that went there to represent us. So we move on to international rugby and Super Rugby, to be specific. So we had the Highlanders versus Brumbies, and that was 43-17. So the Brumbies participate. 43-17 to the Highlanders. The All Blacks contingent are the Highlanders. Aaron Smith, Lima Sopoanga, Waisake Naholo, Ben Smith, showing their class and showing that's the reason I think that they ended up victorious. Ben Smith getting 2 tries, Waisake Naholo getting 1 try, Lima Sopoanga getting 1 try. So showing their class and having a direct impact on the results. The other results for the Super Rugby Week 9, we have the Hurricanes beating the Chiefs 25-13. We have Sunwolves losing to the Blues, 10-24. We have the shocker for me, the Rebels losing to the Jaguares at home 22-25. We have the Waratahs beating the Reds 37-16 with calls for Reds coach Brad Thorne to bring back Quade Cooper. I don't think that's going to happen. And of course, the last game, we have the Sharks losing heavily to the Bulls 10-40.
That's all we have time for today. Although, guys, remember you can follow us on social media by liking our page on Facebook, following us on Instagram, and subscribing to our YouTube channel. I'm Demi Duffield.
And I'm Naroka Muya.
Stay tuned for part 3.